welcome along to Would I Lie to You, the show that celebrates the art of lying. On Lee Mack's team tonight, it's the strong-willed feminine one from Dragon's Den. No, not Peter Jones, it's Deborah Meaden! And the thinking woman stand-up, as long as that woman is thinking he looks like he needs a decent meal. It's Mark Watson! And on David Mitchell's team, the most famous man to come out of Ireland other than Bob Geldof. Bono, Liam Neeson, Spike Milligan, Pierce Brosnan, Terry Wogan, Jack Charlton, and that little fella with the long beard and the big hat. It's Patrick Kielty! And underground, overground, wombling free. We did offer him a car, but he insisted on making his own way. It's Bernard Cribbins! Well, we'll start, of course, with round one, Home Truths, where our panellists each read out a statement from the card in front of them. To make things harder, they've never seen the card before, so they've got no idea what they'll be faced with. It's up to the opposing team to sift the fact from the fiction, and Patrick Kielty is up first. Patrick, please reveal all.
I once punched Muhammad Ali in the face.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Blimey, O'Reilly. What, when?
I would say, early 2004-ish.
You punched Muhammad Ali?
Right in the chops.
Why?
We were in a hotel room together, and I was asked to come and meet him in his room.
You were asked to come and... Why the hell were you asked to come and meet Muhammad Ali?
Muhammad wanted to meet me. His wife was there and his manager, and I asked for a picture. Muhammad mumbled something like this. And
that's good mumble.
What do you think?
Yeah.
Like the mumble in the jungle.
So he said, "Come on," and I thought he was putting his fist up like that, and I said, "What did you say?" And his wife said he wants you to punch for the picture.
So you did?
How hard did you punch him?
Well, the thing was...
show us on David.
No.
David, this is never going to be said to you again in showbiz world.
Yeah.
Just for a minute, pretend you're Muhammad Ali.
I thought he was going to lean back for...
Yeah.
And he leant in, and I went like that. And
dear.
I caught him right in the nose.
No.
And there's a little bit of blood.
Blood?
No.
Yeah, no, there was...
And so what happened then? Did he ask for a rematch?
I didn't hang around long enough.
And where was the hotel?
Yeah, whereabouts was the hotel?
It was in Dublin.
Have you ever fought with anyone before? Or you just look like you kind of...
He looks a bit useful, doesn't he?
Yeah, he did. You look like...
The pretend punch on David was horrifyingly realistic, in fact, yeah.
That was all in my reaction, actually.
Do you
You've
like
done as
boxing?
much stage fighting as I have, you realise.
What you mean is if you've been hit as much as I have, you know...
I had to call it theatre. It was really the only way of getting through school.
Right, Lee, it's a fanciful tale.
I don't know.
Does
It could
it
be.
smack of truth for you?
Deborah?
I think it's a lie.
It's the bit when...
It's the blood trickling.
It's the blood trick. It's the detail of the blood.
It's either a brilliant lie or no, it's probably just a lie.
OK, my team say lie, I say lie.
It's a lie. OK. Patrick Kielty, were you telling the truth or were you telling a lie?
Truth.
Explain the bit where Muhammad Ali flies in and he asks, I mean, with the greatest respect in the world. If you said, I'd love to see that Bono guy. Get Bono down. Get him down now. How I'm doing Muhammad Ali. Why the hell would he want to see the guy from Celebrity Love Island? I don't get it.
We did a gig together in Dublin, a sports event, and so I introduced him on stage, and the next day he wanted to see me.
Incredible. Yes, it's true. Patrick did once punch Muhammad Ali in the face. And just 9 short months later, Patrick regained consciousness. Deborah Meaden, you're up next.
Bit pointless putting them on, wasn't it?
I recently had my house exorcised after several weird occurrences spooked me.
Exorcised? But who by? By
A priest.
a priest of what church?
Oh, I don't know. There was... I was put onto him by somebody else who'd had the same or similar
The
problem.
internet church of dodgy.
The internet. Yeah.
What happened that made you want an exorcist? Was it ectoplasm or poltergeist or what?
No, things were moving around the house. Furniture was moving. I'd go to bed and get up in the morning and furniture would be moved and...
So what procedure did the man who came to exercise... Was it a man that came to...
It was.
How was he dressed?
I don't know the exact... He was dressed in black and a dog collar and...
So kinky.
No, I don't know exactly what he did because we had to leave the house. We spent a bit of time in the house and then we had to leave the house.
Can I ask you what they charged?
He didn't charge anything.
Really?
No.
It's a good job, because if you couldn't afford to pay the bill, they'd come back and repossess your house. I'm not going to lie, I'm taking tomorrow off.
I don't know whether I enjoyed the joke more or your look of pride.
Once the priest had performed this exorcism, Deborah, was there a difference? Did it work?
It felt instantly different, yeah.
And things stopped moving?
Things stopped moving.
As the ghost left the house, did it just turn around and go, I'm out?
So do you believe in ghosts, then?
Well, I didn't, to be honest, I didn't. And I wasn't sure it was going to work. But there was definitely something going on in our house.
Worth giving it a try.
Worth giving it a try.
I would remind you that Bernard has travelled in the TARDIS, so if anybody here has knowledge of odd things going on... I mean, he's literally travelled through time and relative dimensions in space.
And by literally, you, of course, mean fictionally.
You have to spoil it, don't you? You're telling me next the Wombles were made up as well. They were wonderful, the Wombles. What are those guys doing now? You never see them
They're moving
else.
furniture now, the Wombles.
Are they? Maybe it was Wombles. Maybe it was. David, what are you going to say?
What do you think, Bernard?
I actually believe in that sort of moving things about, so I'm not quite sure.
Patrick?
It's true.
So what are you saying, David?
Well, you think it's true?
True, yeah.
And you think it's true?
Yeah.
I think it's true. I think it's true. We're gonna say it's
The
true.
team is united in truth. OK.
Yes.
Deborah Meaden, were you telling the truth or were you telling a lie?
A lie.
Yes. Deborah has not had her house exorcised after several weird occurrences. Mark Watson, you're next.
When I was 6 years old, I wrote a will after losing a game of Connect 4 to my dad.
Sounds plausible enough, David.
You wrote a will?
Yes, yes.
What was...
Was it on a proper will form, or did you...
I didn't engage a lawyer, no.
You didn't?
It was just on that stripy paper you get at school.
Oh, the stripy paper,
And
yes,
what
okay.
possessions did you leave?
Well, all I really had was the Connect 4 set. And I left it to my dad as a deliberate act of spite because he'd beaten me. I mean, he'd beaten me at Connect 4, that is.
Can you remember how you phrased it in this will?
So I think I began it, but, you know, because I've been beaten at Connect 4, there's no point in living anymore.
I hereby leave my only cherished possession.
I maybe had about sort of £10 or something. There were a couple of other things, I think, in the will, but there wasn't much to it.
So what was it about this particular game of Connect 4? Were you used to beating your father at Connect 4?
Well, I don't want to go into details because it brings back unhappy memories, and also people at home might not know the game, but without wanting to be too technical, he connected 4, and I sort of... it was quite a built-up tournament, you see. It was a sort of best of 7 again. My dad called it the Watson Cup. I grew up in quite a competitive family.
Yeah.
And when I lost, it was just too much to take, really. Oh, it was horrible. It was horrible.
So you lose at Connect 4, you throw a bit of a tantrum.
Oh. Well, you call it a bit of a tantrum. I lost 4-3 from 3-1 up.
Yeah, but presumably you storm upstairs to your room.
Yep.
You take out a fresh sheet of paper.
Yep.
You write the bitter will.
Yes.
What do you do then?
I thought that my parents would panic, think I was dead, become guilty, and my dad
Why would they think you'd stormed upstairs to your bedroom? Why would they assume you were dead?
Oh, sorry, no, I went downstairs and left it where I knew they would see it, yes.
And then
At the
you went
time,
back upstairs?
they were watching Wogan, so they were distracted.
All right.
I think it was Wogan.
Young Mark Watson there, and he's about to take his own life, don't you know? But first, Chris Rea, The Road to Hell. As you were.
Uncanny.
How did your mum and dad react?
My dad saw through it pretty quickly. He came up the stairs, knocked on the door. I said yes, and he said, thought not.
All right, David, what do you think?
I believe this.
You believe it?
Yes. Do you believe it?
I believe it too.
I believe it too. He's a very sensitive child. You can tell that even now.
Yes.
So, David, you basically are saying you think it's true.
We'll say it's true.
We believe him.
Yeah.
Mark Watson, truth or lie?
It was
True, yes. Yes, it was true. When Mark was 6 years old, he wrote a will after losing a game of Connect 4 to his dad. Bernard Cribbins, you're next.
Right. I once sold my wife's car, but told her it was stolen.
Lee, what do you think?
When was this?
It was about 6 years ago.
Well, quite recently.
Oh, recently, yes.
It's not like in the early days when you were hard up for cash.
No. I was in a bit of strife with some gambling debts, and I could only do it by stealing the car and flogging it. I got three and a half...
the studio for Jeremy Kyle's just next door.
I think I got $3,500 for it.
And how did you explain it to your wife?
I told her it was stolen. I said it was outside, love. I don't know what's happened. Where's your car?
You said bloody wombles, I'll take anything.
Does your wife know now?
No.
So she will now when she watches this show.
She won't watch it. I won't let her watch this.
Why, have you told the telly?
No.
Where's the telly?
Stolen glasses. I shall make sure when this is transmitted that we're out of the house. Right, definitely, yes.
The way you're going with your gambling, you might not have a house.
I don't gamble anymore, you see. I mean, that taught me a lesson. That was it. Off. Finished, yeah.
But we're trying to decide whether the esteemed actor and voiceover artist Bernard Cribbins is actually a gambler, a liar and a borderline crook, essentially.
Yeah.
It is not illegal to lie to your wife.
No.
What are you going to say, Lee? Is Bernard Cribbins telling the truth with this bizarre tale of his wife and the car?
OK, what are we saying?
A lie.
Saying it's a lie?
A lie. And what you say, Mark?
Yeah, I think it's a lie, because the alternative is that Cribbins has got a very dark past.
We need it to be a lie, Bernard.
So, Bernard, truth or lie?
I am telling...
It was a lie. Yes. Bernard did not sell his wife's car and then tell her it was stolen. Bernard and his wife have developed an understanding over the years. He doesn't sell her cars, and she doesn't mention Carry On Columbus. So at the end of that round, we're even Stevens. It's 2 points apiece. And so to our next round, This Is My, where we bring on a mystery guest who has a close connection to one of our panellists. This week, each of Lee's team will claim it's them that has the genuine connection to the guest, and it's up to David's team to spot who's telling the truth. So please welcome this week's special guest, Molly. Welcome, Molly. So, first of all, Deborah, perhaps you could tell us how you know Molly.
Well, this is Molly. She came into Dragon's Den. She was so nervous that she left after 20 minutes without saying a single word.
Right, OK. Mark, what is Molly to you?
This is my friend Molly. She starred in a murder mystery play which I wrote and directed at school.
All right, and Lee, what about you?
This is Molly. She's teaching me to ice skate because I'm going to be a best man at a wedding on ice.
There we have it. David, over to you.
Right. Well, Deborah, what was Molly coming into... What was her business?
It was sort of eye shades for, well, sunglasses for dogs in summary. And she brought the dog in and it took 10 minutes to... settle the dog down, and then I think maybe Molly got a bit nervous and...
So she came up with the dog. The dog's not wearing the sunglasses.
I'm simplifying it. It wasn't just sunglasses. They were kind of shades for the... They were slatted, shady things for the
So
eyes.
the dog was wearing
With a little
Venetian
handle on the
blinds.
side.
Venetian blinds.
So they can go like that, so that you can turn a handle and blind the
But
dog.
And did she get any money at all?
She didn't say a word.
So,
She didn't say a word. She went straight back downstairs. Well, after 20 minutes.
and you've kept in contact ever since?
Not at all, but we did meet afterwards because she was so nervous and she just felt she'd failed her.
Well, I mean, she's right. She had, hadn't she? She'd come up with a daft idea and then totally failed to express it.
What sort of a dog?
You'd be a very good dragon, David.
What sort of a dog was it?
Labrador Retriever.
A Labrador, that's great. How'd you have a Labrador with dark glasses on? Someone the blind leading the blinds.
So, Mark, was Molly at school with you?
Yes, she was, yeah.
She was at, and so you wrote the school play, which was vaguely about a murder, and you cast her in it.
I both wrote and cast the play, yeah.
And so what was the plot of the...
Well, I think it was probably a lot of nonsense, but there was Molly...
We'll be the judge of that.
Molly played, I think, the wife of a rich man who was murdered, and it was all a bit silly, you know, the way school plays are. It's a while ago, so I can't remember.
I love the fact that you remember every single detail of a game of Connect 4 when you were 6, but 10 years later...
Theatre comes and goes, but Connect 4 stays with you.
What was it called? Do you remember the title?
The title of the play.
Of the play?
No,
Yes.
Any title. Just have any title. Work your way from titles of things you know
I think
that'll give you time to make up the title of this play.
All right, it was called Arsenic and Old Mice, which was a play on the play Arsenic and Old Lace.
Lee, where are you learning to ice skate? Tell me.
I'm learning to ice skate at Alexandra Palace.
Right. And how far have you got with it?
Well, I actually...
I mean, can you stand on one leg and do all that stuff yet?
Oh, yeah, but not on the ice rink.
No.
Alexandra Palace?
Yeah.
Yes.
So, is that the nearest ice rink to where you live?
It's not... Well, I don't know if it's the nearest one, but it's the one where...
Well, I'll tell you, no, it isn't.
OK, it isn't. But when my friend, who said we're having this ice skating-themed wedding and we're all training every week for the little moves, I didn't say, is there any chance you come to me? Because the day's all about me. My friends are into ice skating. So
Really?
Yeah.
What an appropriate thing for their wedding.
They're actually going to do a routine, the man and wife.
Right.
They're doing a routine on the ice, because they're ice
Fully
skating.
clothed, I hope.
Fully clothed, oh
Right,
yes.
fine.
Yeah, I don't know which films you watch, Bernard, but naked ice skating isn't really big. So they're going to board it off, so you have an aisle of ice.
Aisle remaining of ice. The rest of the ice is sort of carpeted with seats on it.
I don't know.
Matted.
You're mixing me up with admin.
OK.
So, and what's your role in the
It's
wedding?
like this, I sort of tumble and then go like that.
So are you best man? Are you presenting the rate? Like,
I am that very man, yes. I'm the best man.
So,
Best man.
so what do you have to do? What's skating? What skating do you have to do? They've done their routine.
Right,
and then
OK.
You
listen,
skating.
Just to be absolutely clear...
OK, so the vicar comes first.
Patrick, you're a guest. Just listen to me. And basically, they're going to do a big routine, and the bridesmaids are going to be part of the big routine. And the idiots like me that can't do much, we're just going to skate off on at the end like that. I'm just talking to the fat members of the family as I'm walking down.
How many lessons are you
I haven't
having?
finished the routine yet.
Sorry.
And then I get to the end like that. I've got the ring. I do one quick, I don't know what they call it, axel, down on the knee, present to groom. Like this. And then the groom, don't patronise me. And everything's just themed, and it's going to be beautiful.
And then where's the reception happening?
That's happening at the ski slope in... the reception's at Alexandra Palace as well.
Right, we need an answer. So, David's team. Is Molly Mark's leading lady, Deborah's shy entrepreneur, or Lee's ice skating teacher? David.
Well, I think we're agreed that Lee's story is...
The truth, and that's the end of the round.
Too plausible. I think Mark would remember more about this play.
I think he's been very vague about this play on purpose.
Flannelling like mad.
You think you think it's true, but he's been deliberately vague?
Yeah, I think so. Does this woman look like someone that puts Venetian blinds on dogs?
Does any woman look like that, to be fair?
What do you think?
Deborah.
You think Deborah?
Yeah.
No.
You don't think that? You think Mark?
I think it's Mark.
Well, I think it's Deborah.
Do you know what? I'm starting to feel like the ugly one on Blind Date.
Well, I think I agree with Bernard. I think it's Deborah's former Dragon's Den contestant.
OK.
Yes.
Molly, would you please reveal your true identity?
I starred as the wife of Sir Leonard Onions in Mark's play Arsenic Filled Mice at school when he was my house captain.
Yes, Molly starred in a murder mystery that Mark wrote and directed while at school. What sort of a director was he, Molly?
Masterful.
Really?
Yes, really.
That's the end of the round.
Molly, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Which brings us to our final round, Quickfire Lies, in which our panellists lie not only through their teeth, but also against the clock. We will start with... it's David.
OK. As a child, I had a special way of communicating with Captain Kirk during Star Trek episodes.
True. On we go.
What do you reckon?
And that special way was?
I had two ways of communicating with Captain Kirk. One was with a little calculator that, when you it had a sort of leatherette case, and when you flipped it open, it was, to my child's eyes, uncannily identical to a Star Trek communicator of the old sort. We're talking pre-nipple punch.
You do this, David.
It's more sort of.
Yeah, no. It would open with, it would go, and then it would go, and you press the button, Kirk to Enterprise, and it would go...
Oh, yes, that's a secondary noise.
Let's just question, did you two ever have girlfriends?
Yeah.
No, I didn't, in all honesty. As a child, did you?
No.
No. It was a great noise, wasn't it?
Yeah. Very comforting.
It was, yeah.
That kept me company. Who needs people?
Exactly.
And what was the second way?
The second way was... I would sort of converse a bit with the characters on the screen while it was happening. So join in, slip in. Oh, that's good thoughts, Captain Kirk, etc. Don't interrupt me, Spock. I'm talking.
Do you know the characters of the famous Star Trek?
Yeah.
There's
Uhuru, what did she call
Uhuru.
Uhuru, yeah.
Sulu. Chekhov.
Bones.
Bones, yes.
McCoy, actually, properly.
Rob, have you ever refereed anything before? You'd make a terrible referee at football. Why don't you try kicking it in the top like that?
Right, what are you going to say then, Lee? What do you think?
It's the bit that rings most true, actually, about all of this was when he went, I flipped it open. Because I remember those calculators. They used to have a little thing. There's
no doubt, yeah.
And did you do the old thing when it spells boobies when you turn it upside down? You didn't know what they were. OK, so...
Is David telling the truth, Lee? What do you reckon?
Right, OK. Do we believe David, as a small child, would be so lonely and sad that he would have to use his calculator?
Yes, yes, we do, yeah.
You're saying it's true?
We're saying it's true.
You sure? OK. David, is it true or is it a lie?
I prefer the word imaginative to lonely, but yes, it's true.
Yes, it's true. As a child, David did have a special way of communicating with Captain Kirk during Star Trek episodes. David particularly liked Leonard Nimoy. That odd life form obsessed with logic would tune in each week to watch Mr. Spock.
Oh, yes.
Next. Right, that's me. Possession. Right. Pick it up first. Steady. This is a prototype invention of mine that I'm hoping to release one day.
Ladies and gentlemen, Rob Brydon's World of Magic.
Teams, questions?
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously, it's a TV aerial for the bath, isn't it?
On first inspection, you'd think so. It's actually not.
Don't tell us, let's guess what it is.
All right, try and guess what it is.
Can you demonstrate how you would use it and see if we can guess? Please do.
Can I come out? Is
You
now a good
did-
time?
you did. He's cleaning something. Oh.
Oh,
Footprints. He's
painting.
cleaning
Painting.
footprints,
You're
is he?
painting.
Oh.
Painted a dotted circle.
He's doing
I haven't finished.
Hang on, he's painted a circle or has he cleaned the circle?
He's patting children on the head.
Incidentally, I've just remembered something. This isn't a mime show. Tell us what you were doing.
It's a thing for kids. I got a lot of children, and it's an idea I came up with, and it's just a big kind of painting stick. It's just a silly painting stick. I'm very interested, actually, to know what you think, Deborah.
I think it's
£5 grand, that's all I need.
You just need £5 grand. Anybody? Anybody?
I think probably you.
You in
Oh,
particular.
me, is it?
You're quite well known for being rich.
Quite seriously, all jokes
Do you know how
aside...
you get rich?
Probably not like that.
investing in things
Deborah,
like that.
stop talking to the idiot at the end.
Oh, sorry.
Talk to this idiot.
Yeah,
Seriously? Oh, don't buy into that.
What do you mean don't buy into
Don't
it?
buy into that!
No, not this. Buy into this. Don't buy into
You'd be
that.
rubbish on Dragon's Den. See this? Don't buy into that!
Don't buy into this.
Deborah, what do you think? Seriously, what do you think?
Seriously, what do I think?
It wouldn't be wood, like this is a prototype. It would be a gaily coloured plastic, maybe with some kind of laminate cover on it with zigzag. Kids
Would it
love
be
zigzags.
nothing like that?
It'll be quite a lot like this.
Can you imagine if you asked for a Nintendo Wii and Dad came home with that? There's not much you can do apart from do circles, though, is there?
Yes, there's plenty you can do.
That's it. You can do that with a normal
With
sponge.
this invention, you can do this.
Yeah? Another... Oh, you mean another one of those circles you were telling us about?
But is it a circle, Lee?
Well, it's starting to become a circle, yeah.
You think it's a circle? Wait a minute.
It looks like it.
Oh, hello. Do you know what? I'm in. I am in.
What would you call it?
4 sponges on a stick.
Rob's colourful stick.
Hey! Hey, I'm not falling for this again.
Right, what are you going to say?
I've seen a lot of inventions.
Yes?
That's
not even an invention. I'm going to be maverick here, and suddenly I think it's a good idea. No, I do.
It is a good idea. It's great fun.
I'm starting to look forward to actually borrowing that and playing with my kids with it.
What are you going to say?
I say that I think Rob is mad enough to think that's a good idea, and we should say that's true.
You're saying it's true. David Mitchell, what is your team saying?
Rubbish. Absolute rubbish.
Do you think it's a lie?
A lie.
He's mad enough to have come up with that, I think.
My instinct is that it's a lie.
OK, you say it's a lie. You say it's true.
Yeah.
It's actually a lie. Oh, and that noise signals time's up. It's the end of the show, and I can reveal that David has romped to victory by 7 points to 5. But it's not just a team game, and my individual liar of the week is Deborah Meaden. Yes, Deborah Meaden, a woman whose ability to lie is tested every time Duncan Bannatyne asks if she's pleased to see him. Good night.